And Fur is just peeking it out while the rest are rushing. Could we be so lucky? No, they're going to be slowing it down. I was so into that, Moses. A good old B rush on Dust2.
Ready for the rush. It would have been beautiful. And actually, all 5 players are going to be on this side of the map, and it feels like they want to go into it. Molotov to force Electronic out of the back. They're waiting to hear. They're counting the bullets, and I think now they're going to be creeping in. Molotov, he moved out of position for a potential nade stack. Here come the Molotovs. Electronic has moved over. They're going to think someone's back platform. He's got the first kill. He's holding the line, and oh, look at the retake already. They're coming in. Zeus and Flamey aren't waiting for anything, and it's just Fur, and he somehow found a couple, but 13 HP in a 1-on-2, you cannot be feeling comfortable. Bomb plant might be the best he can hope for.
Man, they were all ready for that one day. He's not going to go for the bomb plant. He wants to clutch instead. He's going to peek it. He actually hit that shot on Edward, but does he realize Simple is right around the corner? He's going to get peeked, and Simple will take him down. There's a good shot, and ultimately, Electronic, I mean, if he had been caught in those flames, it could have been very different, but smart move from him.
Yeah, great adjustment. They were ready. They had a plan for any B hit that was coming in. The fact that he's able to get that first kill is huge. There's the window for Zeus to be coming through the smoke. Flamey there as well, and just awkward timing. Even Simple even rotating out of those B halls when he gets the kill on the flank. You could see Fur was considering it. But a lack of plant means they cannot do an early buy in that 3rd round. They've got to go for investment here. 2 scouts and a bunch of pistols.
I mean, it's dangerous on this map. If you give those scouts the early fight, if you even just tag someone with a body shot, it makes it easier for the Deagles to do so much more work. So, want to be careful about that. They do peek it. Simple just not even afraid. He crouched right into the scope and somehow came out alive.
Right underneath the bullet. That was very close to ending his round early. We see this so frequently. This battle for long is going to be so important in this matchup for MiBR to be able to establish that success early on. We saw them unable to do that in their 0-16 loss, and if you can't take long, the defense has such an easier time. Here's a peek with the scout, a tag, but not a kill. Simple's got a second. It looks like they want to go right back at him. He's got a deeper, a wider angle. He can peer closer in, but Fur finishes him off.
Flamey's kind of tagged up as well. Zeus is not quite in one-shot range, but still could be lethal, absolutely. So, 45 seconds. They have time to play with, but that deep pit position over at long for Zeus is going to be kind of hard to dig him out. If you have grenades, it's a bit different, but right now he should be able to stay alive in that one. They are scattered all across the map, NaVi. Let's see if they are going to give them any fight. Fallen creeping in towards Catwalk and that A-bomb site. Can't see anything behind the box. That X-ray only visible to us. He's just thinking about it. Time quickly running out now. 19 seconds. He gives up that little adventure. Actually, he's going to sort of stick around. I think he's just baiting him out with the sound of him jumping. Alone on the bomb site, Flamey, although up dark, still Edward is going to be there. And that's a good kill on the bomb, dropping with 7 seconds. And there should be no way through at all. So, good hold here for NaVi, only losing Simple. They were good at doing this as well on Overpass. One of the scary things that they haven't always been able to do, but they kept it pretty clean in some of the rounds that they had the early advantage in.
Yeah, the 2nd and 3rd rounds in the first half Overpass were much dangerous. Three kills from MiBR in each one of those. This time, nothing goes their way. Scouts not doing the work that they really wanted to. So NaVi off to a good start. This is now all 3 pistols and all 3 second rounds that NaVi's been able to win in this series. Not boding well. That's a pretty scary stat as well for MiBR.
They've been doing very, very good job. Simple, almost picking into it, and he will. Glocks left on the other side, and with no armor, there shouldn't be much resistance at this point. So this is all sort of par for the course. He does get that shot on Fur, doesn't he? Of course he does.
Just a monster. Even Zeus not going to get caught off guard. The reload comes in. Tarek's not able to punish. Pretty standard 3 rounds for NaVi. MiBR going to be picking up the rifles now. Fallen's going to have that AWP with some armor, and AK's next to it with plenty of utility. Desk mentioned they need to get off to a good start. Here's where it begins. See how much of that duel Fallen might be able to peek down, but actually Fallen's not going to go for the armor. He wants the utility, so maybe a little bit more of a passive style of optic from him, at least in this round before he has the armor, before he's able to take some shots or some nades. No one peeking close up. 4 players at long for NaVi. There's the emphasis they're putting on that portion of the map.
Incredible risk in case it was an early B hit, and there would have been actually nobody in the bomb site. But they're willing to take it here in their bonus round just to see what's up.
It's almost worth it because you can just save the guns at that point and have another clean round, but it's worth it if they attack long and you have 4 players there and you just demolish that hit. Maybe it prompts MiBR to stay away from long. So calculated gamble, and obviously neither teams really benefit from it. But importantly, MiBR hasn't seen that NaVi is willing to do that.
Stewie holding up a dark alone. Sometimes you will have pushes in there from the CT side to sort of recover it later in a round. It can be very frustrating if you're on the T side and you lose that part of the map because suddenly you have no idea where they are. They could go into CT or T spawn. They could just go everywhere on the map. Stewie's holding it just fine at the moment. A little bit of noise prompting them to put out the Molotov. 50 seconds now on the clock, and they've got mid catwalk and upper dark. That's about as much control as you can get here for MiBR. Now they need to figure out what do they want to do with it.
They haven't had to fight for any of this either, so it's kind of weird. They haven't gotten an engagement. Navi's really felt no pressure. There's a lot of counter utility they'll be able to use when this hit comes in. Simple with the op. He's got 2 flashbangs as well. He's here at the A bomb site. Electronic also has a flashbang to use. This might be a weird mid to B split, but Simple's got the first frag as they come jumping down, and the follow-up. Not enough in his face, and Edwards pulled out of that B bomb site. They need this kill, and they need it clean. The follow-up isn't coming in. Stewie doesn't check to his left, and Flamey's going to get position inside B tunnels.
Yeah, picked up the AK-47, but unable to complete that kill. coldzera going to win the fight against him. 2 on 3. You can hold this B bomb site against a lot of people. Very hard to retake if you're on the CT side. We'll see if they're going to be able to. Fallen is right now a little bit exposed. He's got coldzera watching that angle behind him, so that's why he's got his head turned at the moment. NaVi counting the seconds. They've got a couple of flashbangs and a grenade to set this one up. coldzera is 1 grenade away from death as well. Doesn't actually touch him, just did 2 points of health as well. Let's see if they can work out. 2 on 3, and that opening kill is all they needed. Great shot from Electronic. Now it's all on coldzera, and he goes down to Simple. A triple here. And that is a problem that they need to solve. Simple on long with that AWP. There must be a way to shut him down. They have to find that solution.
It's not going to be easy. MiBR is hoping for 1 kill at this A bomb site. When they jump down, if Simple falls here, it prompts a much more aggressive rotation from the B bomb site, which that mid to B split is designed to punish. 2 players coming out mid at that exact moment. The B rotator doesn't really expect that. Doesn't pan out. They still get the bomb site, but now a double op setup for the NaVi side. It gets even worse.
By the way, they had re-smoked CT spawn a number of times in that round. I think they were probably hoping that that would lure Simple in, because they were sort of like, if they double drop him in CT spawn and they've lured him in with the initial mid smoke, I think that's probably how that strat is designed to work, and they just didn't really bite on it. So it's actually a really cool idea for MiBR.
They had a couple cool ideas when they lost this map, 016, that obviously didn't pan out, but they are kind of tactically very cool. Look for the mid-B setup, with the player being boosted up onto the boxes and CT spawn, reverse boosted by MiBR. Marching up catwalk and going right at Simple.
He's 9-1 right now. He would love a fight. You can tell that he's dialed in as well. Going to be flashed for a long time here as they make their way closer. They're running with their backs turned to not be flashed themselves. Electronic picking up 1, and it's a great follow-up from him. Simple not really able to find anyone. They're all crouched behind that wall. Fallen taking down Zeus, Edward, and a good double for him, and that's going to clean it all up. They got the bomb plant and 1 kill, and I think they were expecting a little bit more.
That's a great defense from NaVi, especially because that's their 5th round in a row, so the full losing bonus is going to be built up for MiBR. And the fact that that's coming in, NaVi knows it's going to be a buyer next round no matter what. So all they're saying is just don't die. As long as we don't die, they can have the site, they can have the plant, they can have the extra money because they're going to have the buy anyways. Just don't give up any weapons. Don't give them any ground that's going to allow them to swarm and find 2 kills. Do exactly that. 5-0. A pretty clean 5-0 as well.
Golden setting up in the middle. Don't see many challenges out of the CT side these days, but he can do it. Stewie instead going to flash his way out. He just keeps running. He wants to get into pit, and somehow he's made it. Oh, Edward. That's a beautiful headshot to shut it down. And coldzera goes up in flames on the other side. Fur can't see a single thing, and they retake long easily. It's a well done from NaVi. A crucial battle to be winning, as you said earlier on, and they do it in style.
It just feels like as many flashbangs as MiBR threw over the wall, there was just 1 missing. Stewie needed just that 1 to be able to turn the corner on Edward. Just didn't get that time. And now you get to a situation where you do start to scratch your head and wonder about this Dust2 pick. It's going to be, barring anything crazy in this round, probably 6-0 for NaVi, and no real chances for MiBR to win a round. Just that 2 on 3 at the B bomb site. They need something to give them hope because they didn't have a lot for so long. An overpass. Here come the two smokes, the Molotov as well to allow them to get towards that B bomb site. Electronics found the gap. We see this so frequently. Tarek had no idea, didn't even know it was coming. 4 players surviving for NaVi.
Yeah, they were feeling very confident in that wall of smoke, thinking surely there's absolutely no way that anyone is going to be crazy enough to push through it. But Electronic, I don't think it's craziness. I think it's just raw confidence at this point. They are playing such a good game at the moment. NaVi 6-0 in favor of them right now on Dust2. Winning map number 1. That's scary.
Yeah, I mean, dominating in that opening half and actually, I mean, getting up 15-5, that's a dominant performance. And even though MiBR came back, it never felt in danger. Now you've got an early tactical timeout as MiBR has to get into this game, and they've got to do it so quickly. 2 players over 10,000 after the purchase on the NaVi side. This is a lot of money that MiBR has to burn through. So whatever formula, whatever winning recipe they're thinking of cooking up right now, it's got to be long term. It can't just get you that 1 round. It's going to have to get you 2 or 3.
Yeah, those guys brought the right jerseys today, Moses. NaVi representing down in front. It's looking very good for them right now. Second best team in the world, and they are closer every round, it seems, to making that grand final. Let's see what MiBR can show us. Definitely an interesting boost on that side. If anyone was to peek forward, it'd be very hard to see that happening. But getting challenged a bit in the middle. The Molotov forcing him back. Does he see it? He does, and that does a lot of damage to Flamey. Kill would have been perfect. On the other side, Simple though. He is always ready for a fight. And he's creeping in as well. Up on the box, gonna fall back down to the low ground. Did he see it? I'm not sure that he did. The flick not connecting. And Simple goes back for more. He's just not afraid whatsoever at this point. He just wants to fight. Flashbang goes over the wall and Fer gets tagged right through it. And that might prompt him to fall back. That's, again, one of those fights that if Fer wins it, makes such a difference for the T side.
I'm wondering why it's Fer challenging with the op-out mid, though, and not Fallen, who's got the CZ. That's the play call you're going to make. Look at Simple rotating over. They might think they have him beat with the Opera in mid, and he's almost going to find one through the smoke. Flashbang's over, but it's not going to stop Simple. It's just going to delay the inevitable. They're running out of utility, MiBR. They have to go with this at some point. 38 seconds. They have to start gaining ground. It's going to be a fight the whole way, and Simple here to put a stop to it. There's the first. Tagged up through the wall, but he hasn't budged a muscle.
Look how much time he's buying for them. 25 seconds, he takes one more down. Fire at his feet, and he's finally going to go down, but he just bought them like 20 seconds in NaVi's favor, and now, I mean, with 15 seconds left, you try and rush up long. If you lose one player, that's pretty much a game, and 10 seconds here. They put up the smoke for the cross, and Sue somehow not completing that kill. One bullet would have done the trick, and Edward tracing them through the smoke, taking down Cold Sierra, and right as they think they've got it, Tariq going to be dropped, no bomb plant. And that's the round done with. Fer was meant to hold long in case the bomb went down. He could have covered it from there. It's a good idea. 7-0 in favor of NaVi. I'm having horrible flashbacks, Moses.
Yeah, this is not going well. Not going well at all. And yeah, Simple, they're just almost scared to take this fight. What can you really do? And Molotov eventually takes him out, but the damage is done, not only in terms of the players, but just in terms of the amount of time, as you said, that was bought by that position. Perfect rotation. It almost feels like MiBR wanted to buy in this round, but because Fer lived after the time, he's got the op with no armor. Good tag with the scout, but MiBR, they need to be able to complete some of these kills early on in these rounds. They need to find an opening pick. 12,000 now on Electronic and Flamey.
Because we've seen, even when they do the damage, it doesn't put enough pressure on the NaVi defense, right? They don't have to shuffle players around. They can just stay in their original positions, and that's a problem for sure. A little bit of damage to Zeus, a little bit to Simple. But you're right, that opening frag makes all the difference in the world. Electronic down the middle just as the smoke fades. That AK can do some damage through those doors, so you want to be careful on the other side. Flamey's in position for just one shot to fall back. He's actually going to miss the timing a little bit, and re-peeking into it, that could be very scary. More damage being put out here from MiBR.
This is an all-right start with the 3 tags on these players. At some point, like I said, they need to just find a kill. They need to find the opening. Oh, pop flash, this could be perfect. Electronic's gonna peek, but Fer's got the angle. That flashbang didn't blind him, and now 2 players inside the B bomb site. It's still a very strong defense. There's Simple picking off Fer in mid. Simple's all the way over at the A bomb site. But I think MiBR might think there's only 1 player defending this, and they're in for a rude surprise.
It's Flamey as well with that AWP. Can they get rid of him quickly? They need to do it, and there's Stewie with a perfect headshot. Now just Edward. And flanking through middle is Zeus, but he might be too late. Edward doing a good job at 25 seconds. The bomb going to make the jump pass. Can Edward stop it? Not this time. Fallen will drop him instead. And now Cold holding on to the middle. Zeus, he's flanked all the way out for the long doors. And he shows up in time. If he wins this, that will be a disaster for MiBR. They put in so much work into this round. They just need a bit more. And Fallen again, this time it's a double. And he takes down Simplest. What a triple kill here. Beautiful for MiBR. Finally, they're on the board. You see the work they have to put in to try and complete even one round.
Well, they started it with very, very little to play with, so it's impressive they're able to make this happen. Pistols, a Scout, and the AWP, but you can see when you start getting a pick, when you're able to force people to move across this map, Dust2 is all about the rotations, and MiBR finally able to have enough success early on with these tags, with a pick. They can actually make it difficult for Navi to figure things out. Triple op setup for the defense. We got 5 ops on the board across the map. That's craziness, and there's a timing peak with a pop flash for Cold Zero. Navi abandons it in the right moment, but speedy up catwalk. Our Fur and Stewie.
Yeah, nobody defending there at the moment. Sometimes the CTs will push up though. I mean, especially in the past, we've seen double pushes towards catwalk to try and keep that part of the map early on. But with these AWPs on the Navi side, that long position again is so powerful. 13 and 3 on Simple Electronic, 10 and 3. Again, that duo is, I don't know how you stop them.
I don't think you can stop them. I think you got to withstand them.
Outlive them, just make. Eventually they'll get tired. That's the kind of thing. Let them punch themselves out.
I don't think that works. only in the movies. Well, back to the B bomb site. You have Fur and a lurk position on catwalk. Pretty popular position for a lurk as well, so I imagine Navi, even on a rotation, will be aware of the possibility, aware of the danger. Now, MiBR can actually use this defensive smoke to get close up, to kind of challenge this B bomb site, get close before they fully realize exactly what's happening.
In the past, when Fnatic were at the top of their game, we saw them sometimes boost behind that smoke, and they would look over and look into it. It's very dangerous, but it is kind of cool when it works out. Edward, good position here for a quick headshot. He repositions just as they come through. MiBR, they must have this round. They need it desperately. 20 seconds, and Stewie, return headshot. Tarek taking down Edward, and it's looking much better now. And look who's over at catwalk. It's Fur, and he's been lurking this whole time, and they're going to find him, actually. Zeus, again, pushing out the longhouse. They're still quite far away in a 3-on-3, so it's not clear that they even want to go for it, but good round, MiBR, picking up the early kills on the bomb side and getting the bomb down. See if they can escape with all the rifles as well.
That's the thing. Even though Navi's not going to go for this, but what they can do is set up to be able to take all these weapons away from MiBR. You have a 7-1 lead. You can afford to give this round away. Your money is starting to dwindle. It was so strong just a round or two ago, but if they're able to take this op away from Fallen, force rebuys from MiBR, then it gets very nice for them. Oh, Fallen spotted it out though, and there's Electronic. He goes down, didn't even see it coming. To follow up from the stairs, it is going to be a challenge, and Fallen misses that, but actually everyone's surviving. Tarek and Stewie not even having to fully evacuate the bomb site. A second round, finally.
Yeah, the pressure is starting to just ease up a little bit, but because Navi saved all these rifles, they're still dangerous in this next round. The fight continues. MiBR, nothing is easy for them right now.
No, we saw this down the stretch of Overpass. It was the economic decisions that allow Navi to finally close that round out. Now, it's good that we get these 2 rounds from MiBR. If they can get it, if they can break this money, then I think we can start to see them take control. And now I mean, this is when you start to get a flex a little bit on the offensive side. You get to show why exactly it is that you take this huge risk in picking Dust2 into Navi in this semifinals. But it is so hard to break them.
Yeah, you can tell. They've bent quite far, and they spent almost their entire bank Navi into this upcoming round. It isn't done yet, though. 10th round, double AWP on Tarek, actually. He got the close spawn, so he's just going to run for it. They want to beat them to that corner and see if they can find that early kill. It's going to be a little bit of a peek, and Electronic will take the bait, and he's down. That's a great kill from Tarek. Well done.
That's well played. Another great opening for MiBR. When you find that opening pick, it's eventually when this starts to turn into some mind games, when it turns into a more tactical situation for the offense. You don't have to brute force into anything. Great find with the advantageous spawn. Flamey's going to go deep in towards this B bomb site through the double doors, so no eyes on middle. It's just simple on catwalk. hoping somebody walks into his crosshair. That's the next point of danger for Stewie and coldzera on the staircase in lower dark. There's the pop flash peek.
Simple wants it. He really wants to edge his way forward. It's very risky playing that position alone. Be a flashbang to maybe force him back a little bit. But that's an opening kill for MiBR. Luxury they haven't enjoyed for quite a long time.
They got it, but what map control do they have to speak of? It's still a nice advantage to be 5-on-4, obviously, but you haven't been able to actually gain control of long. You haven't been able to pressure up catwalk whatsoever. You haven't moved in that direction. You're not out mid quite yet. 40 seconds left in this round, and they're just now starting to move. And I think Navi's getting the idea. Zeus made presence at long, now rotates over. There's effectively 3 players defending for a mid to B split. This is not going to be easy. Zeus, he looks like he wants to come through. We've seen this angle before. He misses the opportunity. They know he's here. He's doing damage to the smoke, but now he's in the flames, and now it's all on Edward.
Oh, the flashbang as well on him. He's in a lot of trouble here. He does somehow get a kill. That's quite impressive. He was completely overrun, and the rest, they can't even dream of getting back into this round. 2-on-4 at that B bomb site. And MiBR looking to take a third in a row. Tarek feeling hungry, and I don't know how he saw that kill, but he did. That's the orb out of Symbol's hands. This is starting to shape up, Moses. Somehow MiBR have not been defeated yet. And Tarek will take that last kill for the triple.
They needed that hit as well. They needed that to be convincing because that's what allows Tarek to go on the hunt. 4 players, and you take it very, very quickly. And you have to eventually take all those weapons. If you are to break Navi, which is necessary for MiBR, you have to be able to hunt down these weapons right at the end. A third for them. And Navi, we mentioned it just a couple rounds ago, 2 players with 12,000, and it's all gone. They are going to invest into this. It's not a full buy for the Navi side for the defense, but they are picking up a scout, some pistols, SMG, whatever they can to fight with.
Oh.
All in with a chance.
It's almost like he senses it. A lot of grenades raining in on coldzera.
3 HP left as well. That's a bit brutal.
No fight in the middle yet, though. I was kind of hoping that Simple would just take the shot through the wall. Part of me just thought that would happen. I don't even know.
Yeah, he is the kind of player that you think everything he does is going to be some kind of a highlight.
Indeed. So, booster out on the catwalk. Zeus jumping for it so that they're ready. Not seeing anyone yet. Kind of a long shot that this is going to work out for Navi. Even with the early damage on coldzera, you'd still think that the T side has the advantage. The fact that they've been able to put 3 rounds together, I mean, after losing 7 in a row, they obviously are very experienced players on this team, but I still can't imagine that the atmosphere must be a little bit dark on their side right now.
Oh, here's that stack. We'll see if it comes into play. There's the pop flash. There's the swing out, and they've got one. Fallen has to back away, but they want to go back for more. They're sticking around, and they're losing this fight. Fallen, that's the bomb, and Terra can't handle it either. There's Navi pouncing at the right moment.
Wow. That is a setup and a half. You know, you put that down on paper and you think this is how it's probably going to work out. The chances that it actually does live in the server, and especially in the semifinals, very, very slim. Beautiful counter-strike. That's what Simple said that he wanted. Well, that's a great setup.
No, I mean, you have to love the work that's put in. When that kind of comes out for Navi and that actually works, that is a huge swing, and that is crushing. MiBR just starting to build the momentum, just starting to build into this game. They get stopped in their tracks, and so many weapons. That's the crazy thing. So many players surviving. That's how effective that was for Navi. 3 players alive, and you're able to get a lot of free weapons.
Hearing the return, Moses, of the Smooya chant. It's back.
It is back.
It's creeping back in every once in a while.
I haven't seen him once, of course, but it's still coming out.
I like it. 12th round.
Why do you think there's no death chance?
It'll happen eventually. I'll give him some time. A little bit more difficult to chant as well, isn't it? It's not really made for that. Again, the 3-man push towards long. Almost every single round, Navi are down there and making sure.
4 players actually pushing long, and now Edward's rotating back, and it's interesting to see that happen. And going for a mid-B split, I don't know if Amato even realizes there were 4 players, but obviously if there's going to be long control from Navi, someone's going to have to rotate back to control mid. Pop flash, timing not with Edward. Great control, great teamwork from Navi.
Yeah.
And they knew exactly what the follow-up was to that.
And you could tell Edward just, you know, putting a bit of leash on himself, just making sure he didn't keep fighting that one. Could have been dangerous if he had. They picked up the open falling back. Zeus has done this so many times. Oh, but they're not quite ready for it. He's going to get that kill. You could see Tarek putting in that Molotov, he's not ready for that kind of a advanced position. 5 versus 3. This is not good news for MiBR.
They look absolutely lost across this map. They're not entirely sure where to go next. Fur has the AWP. I guess the only thing that they can do is attack this B bomb site. There is only one player here. It's Flamey. If he misses a shot, he could be in some trouble. It's not an op to protect this. It's not like he can just get a free kill out of it. Off angle is going to be tough to deal with. There's the peak. Stewie, low HP. Flemmy finds it anyways. It needs to be a follow-up frag, but Fur's got the op. He can't be the aggressor. Swaps out, and he gets nothing. Flamey is on point, and NaVi is going to have another big first half.
That's a tremendously hard angle for Flamey to get that first kill. I'm kind of impressed that he managed to see that and follow it up through the box. 9-3, 13th round, and this crushing performance from NaVi, it's right back in there. They gave them 3 rounds. They just managed to get their heads above water, Moses, and then
it's all gone.
The cloth is back over the head, the water's pouring down. It's not good news, is it?
No, none of this is good news if you're an MiBR fan. 3-9. And you don't have much to fight with. You better hope coldzera comes up with something magical with this scout. Looks like they want to work their way up catwalk. So he's going to lead the way. Fallen's going to come with him. Tarek and coldzera waiting outside long. I don't know what that Glock is going to do in mid, and I can't imagine it much. Maybe just the footsteps will pull someone over, but he's taken down so quick, it's not even a proper distraction, and no one from MiBR has set up in any way to take advantage of it.
No, there was no way that was going to pull anyone out of position. Again, NaVi seems like they're making very, very few mistakes right now.
And you can look at that from the other angle as well. I mean, MiBR is not doing a whole lot to cause them to make a mistake. Ooh, Stewie, he's trying to jump around, trying to be quick, and actually put himself between Simple and Zeus at long, and coldzera now. Zeus isn't going to take this fight. He's at low HP. He's calling Edward over, who's got 100. Much safer to take that battle. coldzera, no chance for him to get in, and that's exactly why Edward's here. Takes a bullet, finds the frag. 7-round lead for NaVi.
10-3 in their favor. I mean, this is completely outrageous. MiBR, a lot of questions. I mean, I was seeing it on social media as soon as this map pick came in, and you could see the desk were a little bit surprised as well.
Yeah.
And right now, it doesn't really feel like the ace up the sleeve. It doesn't feel like...
That would have been the only reason for them to pick it, right?
Yeah.
And at this point, it just kind of, it's just falling flat in a very, very big way.
Well, let's just see. It's definitely not over yet, but this NaVi performance is so suffocating. Again, some of the stuff that we've been criticizing this team for in the past, even being the second best team in the world, is, some of the force buys, some of the craziness that creeps in when they're winning games. Suddenly they'll make a couple of mistakes and maybe allow the other team to get back into it. I feel like all of those things have been corrected at this point. Zeus might just be proving me wrong. Thanks, Zeus. Appreciate it.
Zeus is, it's fair play, because we saw him do that on Overpass coming up the ladder.
Yeah.
And a lot of his game seems to be predicated on just making sure Simple and Electronic have it as easy enough as possible. So, he probably gets bored once in a while. Let him have his chance for glory. Go for a crazy push.
To be fair, he's done that like 3 or 4 times, and the other 3 times it did work out in his favor, so...
It's only so long you can get away with that kind of a push out long. Now you leave the A bomb site all to Simple. He's out towards long.
Yeah.
So, this is a great chance, a great opportunity to get into this. Electronic, I think, might just... they don't see him. Stewie doesn't spot him, and actually, there goes Simple. That's great. Now they can turn, and Electronic is going to find one. They know his position, and he's going to get punished. This will be a round for MiBR. And boy, do they need another one.
Yeah, all the rounds right now, pretty much. Tarek getting that one. coldzera, no trouble taking care of Edward. 4-10. Hesitant claps inside of the MiBR booth. You gotta be thinking that the pressure is at an all-time high right now. They keep doing that double jump into CT spawn, sort of thinking that they're going to catch him. They could have caught...
Electronic.
Yeah, Electronic in that position, right?
Yeah.
They just really weren't watching for it, but...
Still works out. It helps that NaVi had kind of stacked over towards mid. They were expecting a mid to B split to come in, so they had 2 players directly watching that, one in the B bomb site. Either way, long control again to NaVi. They've had no issue holding onto it, and MiBR has gone away from any kind of presence at long. Just don't even want to mess with it. 2 games of Dust2 where they haven't gotten control of that portion of the map.
15th round, last of the half, with absolutely everything on the line here. 10-5, by the way, was the score in the first map as well in the first half, so at least there's some symmetry going on. Simple, gonna peek back. He actually does not even fall back, he just recommits to it. Misses the chance on throw, he keeps going again. That is how much he's feeling it. He just felt like, you know what, I'm just gonna try and no-scope it and see if that works. He does go down, another opening this time for MiBR. They're not gonna rush anything behind it, but does force the defense to shuffle their players around a bit.
Yeah, it really does. Zeus is actually in a position where he can get caught off guard. And NaVi thinks the same way they did in the previous round. They think it's going to be a mid-dis bleed. They have Electronic and Zeus both playing in CT spawn, one getting boosted up, and actually there's a huge window of opportunity here for MiBR to just trot into this A bomb site for free. They're going to drop down. There's the drop. They spot one. Can they get them both? Ferg is not even aware that Electronic was there in front of the box, but you have coldzera in a lurking position. If he finds this, he can hold out for the clutch, and it's easy. Bomb is going to get planted, and you have coldzera in a perfect position. Should be checkmate. He's going to get a follow-up kill, and MiBR are somehow going to claw themselves to 5 rounds.
Definitely better than what it was looking like. Could have been, I mean, it could have been almost no rounds is what it looked like. And they bring it back right at the end here. Now it's FACEIT 1 versus 2 with about 39 health, so very unlikely that you make this crossing. You're going to be walking into a huge field where you're in a crossfire from 2 different angles, and Fallen will take him down 10-5 in favor of NaVi at the end of the first half here. Second map of the semifinals. It would have to be, again, a titanic performance out of MiBR to make this comeback happen. NaVi, they look like an incredible team right now.
The last 2 Dust2s we've seen out of NaVi have looked like they put a lot of work into this map. MiBR's better show us something on this defense, because that was not a pretty 5 rounds for them to win.
A pistol round is how it always begins. And they do have the advantage. I mean, I feel like this is one of the fun things on Dust2. Long range USPs versus Glocks, unless they upgrade, but
MiBR hasn't won a pistol round yet in this series, and I think you can point to that and say if we had just been able to win one. If you go out in 2 maps, then you're always going to say if we just won 1 pistol on one of those maps, we would have had a way better chance. And yes, that's, you know, you don't ever like if statements, but either way, MiBR's hopes and dreams at the London Major come down to this one half. They must win to force us on to train. Otherwise, they're going home, and NaVi will be in the grand finals.
Look at this. Quick push out long. Nobody to catch them. A very different strategy. They do just sort of tag it up and fall back. No, I'm not even sure. I mean, maybe coldzera and Tarek would have heard that shot, probably on the other side of the wall, but not much of a response. Does get checked out by Fallen. He's just noticing that nobody's there. NaVi going to fall back. They have that P250 upgraded on Simple like they did on Overpass. He didn't really get to use it, but see if he does this time. That'll, I mean, if he takes that fight against Stewie inside of the B bomb site, it's the perfect weapon for it.
And they don't really have utility to kind of get close up, so I think it might just be that duel. There's maybe 1 pop flash. Fur's going to be here, but if that P250 from Simple takes off Stewie's head, Fur's in a lot of trouble. Tarek and coldzera will have a fast flank, and here we go.
Yeah, like artillery, they're rolling it into place. Stewie wants to stand up there right in front. 1 good kill. He's a little bit hard to find back here. With no more grenades, they're finally going to take him down, and Edward with the follow-up. Fur couldn't get into line. That was a long, drawn-out fight, and somehow there isn't enough backup there. Tarek running in, Cold getting stopped, and they're all following through this 1 choke point, getting shot down every step of the way. Now it's on Fallen, alone 1 versus 3, and they're just fighting him. They don't even care. He's out of bullets and out of luck as well. Now he's going to win the pistol. Edward taking him down, 11-5. That fight happened for a long time, and there was no relief.
Stewie's got to be a little bit frustrated that he wanted a 2nd kill so badly, and it's so hard to manage this. Look at how long he stays alive. Yeah, repeated fights, and eventually Simple finds the angle to take him down. Fur, that's a tough angle in pistol, but the follow-up from NaVi is great. Once they get into the bomb site, don't immediately go for the plant. Everyone set up and wait for that kind of a fast retake to come through the doors. The flashbang comes in, even though 2 players might be blind, 2 are ready and waiting to cover him. Chance there for Fallen to find a cheeky kill. All 4 pistols in these 2 maps going to NaVi, and that is backbreaking for MiBR. It just gets so much more difficult if they can't win this round.
Definitely something that has to change in the future for this team, although that is a good shot from coldzera. Lights out for FACEIT. No chance to respond at all. Fur is going to follow it up. He's feeling it. Knows they, I mean, this is where they almost have to play a little bit crazy. This is going to have to be some wild counter-strike coming out from them if they want a chance to get back in.
It still feels too early in the round for Fer to go for some kind of insanity. It will have to happen eventually, but there's just too much that can still happen across this map. Electronic not making any noise. Him and Fer just on opposite sides of the smoke, and I think he might find the angle. Oh, there's the find. Yep, Fer, just under a minute, starts to get aggressive. coldzera takes up his position on catwalk. Deagle's already rang out once. Oh, can't find another one. Tarek is going to follow up on catwalk one more time. He's got to get close up with his CZ. Finds the first, but can't convert on the second.
That's a good enough kill. There definitely was a chance that he could have turned it into a double. So now, I mean, they can show up on catwalk and make a bit of noise, but unless they get some very early frags, it's just not going to be possible. The Molotov then replaced by the smoke means they're going to have to wait a really long time. And Zeus has another Molotov, so even if they get the kill here on Edward, they're still going to have to find a way to make it through another wall of fire, and they're going to back it off instead. Makes sense to me. Round number 12 on the board now for NaVi. 4 rounds away, Moses, from that grand final. And at this point, I mean, whoever they face, if it's Liquid, if it's Astralis, that is going to be an incredible match as well.
They're going to be a tough test. Much, much tougher than they looked early on in this event. It's been a fun story to watch, the amount of teams that have really had to build into their final form here in this major. You want to be peaking at the right moment. It looks like NaVi is doing just that. We know Astralis had their struggles early on. They're peaking at the right moment. Liquid, on the other hand, looked dominant early on. They stumbled a little bit against Hellraisers yesterday, but still pulled out a win.
Definitely a suffocating performance out of NaVi. Huge lead in their favor. They're doing everything right at the moment. There might be see little flashes of something that looks like it could be working, but they haven't been able to break NaVi at any point. Even when they've been winning like 3 rounds in a row, they just keep being there. They just don't give up.
Every round they have some kind of danger, and that's so difficult to play against. You just want that reprieve, and NaVi is just unrelenting. USP on Zeus. He doesn't buy any weapons, just to lead the way, saving money for these gun rounds to come in, scouting for his rifles. Doesn't see anything, and there's the spot in towards pit. You've got coldzera at the car, a crossfire setup, but Zeus wins that. Stewie is able to find 1 kill. He's pushing up an upper V. Electronic needs this frag, but he can't get it. Stewie outduels 2 with the MAC-10. He switches out to the AK, but Simple now, his turn to pounce, and does he ever?
Again, him and Electronic right now, neck and neck at 18 kills each. This is just an incredible duo, and Edward's right behind them at 17, so they've even tagged on a 3rd player to that. I mean, it's too much to ask for. Cold here with a Deagle, forced out the Molotov, burning him every second, and yeah, he's got no choice. He had to go and peek it. And Stewie, for all the damage he did early on, it's still a 1 versus 3 for him. And I mean, walking up this slope, it's just so hard. A triple kill for Simple, making it 13 rounds for NaVi. Can anything stop them at this point in time?
I have no idea. You know, we were laughing. There was that interview Electronic gave where he said, you know, I think I could be better than Simple. And we all kind of giggled a little bit. And then we started actually thinking about it. And it was like, oh, God, he actually can be. He actually is that good. And what a performance from him in this tournament so far as he's really stepped into the light in this NaVi lineup. MiBR, much like Overpass, this gun round has to be where they get started. They have to begin here. Electronic trying to come through the choke point. He's down so low, 7 HP. He's found through the smoke. Excuse me, actually falling at the angle at long. But the rest of the players getting up catwalk, a little bit of team damage. Here comes the attack onto the A bomb site. I don't think they're going to slow down.
No, they just want to keep up the pressure. Fallen back on the ramp. Molotov not going to do any damage to coldzera this time. Can he get the headshots? Revealing his position by now. And Cold peeking back into it. That's a great overextension, and they're falling right now. Tarek going to be going down as well. They had the lineup, 3 men at the bomb site, and they were not able to complete it. And that's kind of a round you have to win.
They had 3 players there, but it was hectic on the rotation back from long. None of them could be fighting at the same point at the same time. One by one, they crumble to NaVi's onslaughts. That's something we saw MiBR never able to do on their T side, whether they didn't have the courage or they didn't, you know, want to get up catwalk that fast, never able to punish anyone falling back from long. That is something that can counter that kind of a defense. NaVi just shows how effective it can be. Unfortunately, coldzera as well, burning in the flames, could never find a comfortable fight.
14-5. There's no slowing down this train. end station is going to be that grand finals, and who knows, maybe even beyond. This is, I can't remember NaVi looking like this. I mean, maybe even ever, even when they've been good, it's always been those weird wrinkles in their game that have always made me sort of just question it a little bit. I'm not really seeing much of that right now. This is just impressive.
When you think about this lineup as well, simple. Many have considered him the best player in the world for a number of years, still looking for his first major trophy. It was this core of MiBR, the Brazilians, who denied his first chance when he was playing for Liquid back in Cologne.
Think of some of the majors that Simple have had playing with Liquid, and also, like, you know, it's just been very weird, and he's managed to drag those teams really far in the majors. And
well, think of this as well. I mean, it was also NaVi with Zeus, with Edward, back at MLG, that were denied by the core of Brazilians their first major that they won at the beginning of 2016. You also think of Cluj-Napoca, Zeus and Edward, and Flamey actually denied that final.
I don't think about Cluj-Napoca, Moses, because Astralis should have won that major, and Nip ruined it for us.
No, there's a long history of this NaVi team attempting and getting oh so close to that major trophy and never able to hoist it. And for Zeus to go win one with Gambit and then come back and to put them in the finals again with a chance to lift that trophy one more time, what a story that would be for him as perhaps the most legendary player of this organization.
Without a question. 14-5 now. 2 more rounds, and they will have done it. First team to make the grand finals. Stewie ready here at the corner with the AWP. A lot of people coming in the other side. He's out in the open. He gets the leg shot. That won't do it. Zeus down to 15, but he'll take that fight. No problem. Fallen goes back, picking up the AWP. Oh, a little bit scary. Blocks the grenade, and he's going to stay at the corner as well. Are they going to be a setup? They've got to be quick about it. There's the flashbang for the peak. Oh my God, what a flick. Taking down Zeus. That was incredible. More of that, please.
Oh, but they need to still defend this A bomb site. They're in trouble. Tarek cannot hold it on this bottom ramp, and he's kind of scared to creep out. They don't know if anyone could be out towards long, so MiBR in a desperate situation. Almost finds that. Somehow that misses, and Fallen's brought down to 10. He cannot take a single point of damage, and someone, him or Tarek, has to risk it at some point. Over the smoke, Fur's not prepared. Flamey found an angle, and he's got an avenue into the B bomb site. And MiBR have to respect this, but they've all fallen 15-5.
It doesn't seem like it matters what they do right now on the MiBR side. NaVi have an answer for everything. Individually, pushing into that bomb site, opening up with a double kill. You can't, I mean, that's the stuff you dream of if you're playing on Dust2, be able to do that and come right back in it. Even though Fallen was trying to be mobile, you get that kill on Catwalk, and then falling back into the middle is a good idea. It's
such a tough defense, though, when you don't have anyone in the bomb site or out towards long. When you're both in CT spawn, just add it onto it, Flamey.
Insult to injury.
Yeah.
Bringing him down. Cold Sierra taking down Edward. This is an incredible performance. It was good on overpass. It was great on overpass. This is looking absolutely godlike here on Dust2. Stewie getting a kill, but Electronic will turn right back 3-on-3 now. The bomb just chilling in spawn at the moment. Maybe Fur could catch it with that UMP sneaking up, but a lot of maybes right now in this game. NaVi still looking great. Cold Sierra going to be taking down Electronic. Fur creeping in. Flamey's alone here with the bomb. This is a little bit awkward. Simple opening up, and are they good? Oh my God, they walk right past each other in middle. The timing is almost unbelievable. If he'd stayed around Flamey, he might have actually got a free kill, or he might have, he's still looking for it. Simple calling it in, saying, I've got this bomb site, let's go.
There's plenty of time. It's kind of weird. I think NaVi's just trying to bait someone into a crosshair to figure out where exactly they are, and there's Flamey. He finds Stewie back towards T-spawn. That is going to be so frustrating.